Hello, hello. Um, hello, Macy here. Welcome back to my channel. I haven't done this live stream for a long time, so it's a bit rusty, I guess. Okay, this is the bullet points for today's live stream. What am I going to talk about? The purpose of this live stream, and if you want to start a company, why do you need a funding? And I provide you a non-exhaustive list for German fundings, and also my personal journey. It's not yet finished. I'm still actually at the beginning phase. So I hope my journey, my stories could provide you a little bit of feelings, like what it is to how it is to acquire fundings in Germany. I hope I make it clear. Okay, so we have done this intro, and let's go for the why this perspective. And if you hear a little bit latency, that's because I am still not very how to say familiar with this echo and then talking. So at certain point I maybe will disable this feedback. Okay, why funding? I think people cannot underestimate how much money you will need to start a company. And I'm not talking about like how much you need to put into the bank as a capital, or the registration fee, or some sort of development fee. It's very obvious. I think everyone already have this in mind, but you cannot underestimate the running costs of your private life. What do I mean by this? Because Germany is what they say, social something, society. So basically, you need to pay a lot of insurance every month. For example, you have this health insurance, you have your pension, you have to contribute, and you also have some sort of income tax. There are quite a lot of stuff every month you need to pay. And that is why if you only rely on your saving while you haven't have any kind of product to sell, you may already eat up most of your savings, and you has and in the end you don't have any more money to put into your bank as the company set up fee. Like for example, in Germany, if you want to go for GmbH, well, that's actually very big to my understanding. Then you need to put about 12,500. That's like the initial, but the full amount is 25,000. Yeah, I think so. 25,000 euro. So in the end, you need to have so much money, and this is not including anything like registration or the fee to find a notary, register your patent or your trademarks. Trademarks is super expensive, like 1,000 to 3,000. That's also like the basic. Okay, so why funding? Because you need something to secure your private life while you are developing your product. And you also need some sort of input to eventually set up your company. There's one thing though. You can go for Ugi, which is only €1 to set up, but the registration fee is still three. Uh, I I'm good. How are you? But the registration fee is still 300. So you need to at least have this amount. And also the funding, I mean here. Hi, glad to see you again. Yeah, I haven't done live stream for a long time. And hey, and I'm very rusty actually. This morning I don't know. Oh yeah, I heard about it. I haven't tried because I'm still at GPT-4, 4 point something. And recently I am trying Gemini. I'm actually quite in love with Gemini. Oh, have you heard of Grok? I'm sorry. Okay, that's not today's topic, but I just wanna ask people like, have you heard of Grok? I try it and I quite like it as well. Okay, sorry. The funding part here, it's I was talking a lot about like money perspective, but now I want to talk a little bit about the other thing. Oh, really? GPT-5? Okay, definitely gonna try it. Yeah, I like Grok. I try 3 and 4. Um, but sometimes when it comes to coding, I feel for I have the feeling that it's just kind of forcefully giving me some sort of answer, which is not entirely correct. So you also need to kind of tell like, Grok, like, not this way. I already tried it or something like this. Yeah, but overall, I like it. The speed is also really fast. Like, I mean, the speed of response is also pretty fast. Okay. Um, when you talk about AI chat model, I'm just drift away. The funding is not just about money. The funding is also about network. Um, oh, hi. Who subscribed? I'm sorry, I cannot see. Oh, yeah. Oh, hello. Network. This is something I ignored for super long time. Yeah, and until I need to start a company, I realized that that's a super important perspective, and I never care about it. What I mean about network is, within this network, people can give you some advice, some consultant. When you need, for example, some sort of product design, these people can give you some advice, or maybe even, drawing. Grok is really fast, especially in drawing. I haven't tried it. I always use text generation and also coding. Okay, I need to try it. Okay, good. Thanks for letting me know. Yeah, so previously I thought starting a company, I just do everything by myself. Like, I know how to code, I know how to set up a website. What more I need? Until I really go into the process, I realize that that's not it. Like, you definitely need some experts in giving you some advice, like what is your business model, So basically, how are you gonna earn money from your idea? Um, you need something to refine it, and so this kind of network is really important. And the good thing is these fundings that I get into contact, except for Gundan Zuschutz, I think the others, they could provide very, very, very good consultancy. Sorry. Um, so I will go a little bit about Exist, the text. I'm not very certain about Trip, but I already signed up their waiting list. So hopefully next year I can give you some update about this accelerator. Um, okay, the first is Exit. It's a nationwide funding scheme and it supports innovation idea, which means if you are a university student or you are really freshly out of university, or if you are a postdoc or you are a lab host, you have a very good academic idea and then you already have your research for super long time, for like several years, and then you say, now I want to go into industry. How can I go into industry? Then you need this funding, this stipendium to give you some, what is that called? Initial boost. And also, they provide you very, very good guidance how you can turn your academic research idea into a business model. Um, it's a very solid network, but what I know is, or maybe some people can correct me if I'm wrong, is that even though it's nationwide, still kind of very much operate within the Bundesland level. So, for example, Axis Network, if you get into contact with Thuringia's university and then they basically connect you within Thuringia's university, I think this is the priority. And then if they need some more from other Bundesland, they will kind of go wider. Yeah, that's how I could understand. At first, I thought I could apply for this funding, and that was actually the first stage I get into contact. However, the problem is they kind of reject me. But the problem was not because of the idea, it's because I wanted to be a solo founder. And a solo founder is not very preferred by this network. They would prefer students or professors or postdocs. You already a few people that you partner with, and then you form a group, and then you apply for this stipendium. It's also monthly support, so depending on how much you how to say, what is your degree? Let's say this. How what is your highest academic credential? Then they calculate the monthly salary for you. And they also provide some sort of prototyping fee and something like that. That's what I know. Gundan's two shoots. I would say this is the most general fundings if you want to start. It's not long, it's half a year and then another half a year for renew. But if you already have your product, you just need to go into market. this is a very, very good nationwide support for you. So every month it gives you um, a little bit of money, not much more than your Arbeitslosengeld, um, but it definitely can provide you enough cover for your health insurance. And I'm serious, health insurance is so expensive in Germany. Yeah, fees is everywhere. Uh, Previously, when I was working for corporates, I pay about 200 to 300 euro every month for my health insurance, and I thought that's it. And then when I was get into contact with my health insurance provider, I said, okay, I want to be independent worker. How much should I pay? And they say, how much would you earn? And I just tell them the price from the support, and then they say, we will get back to you. And then they charge me 700. So you need to think about, if you're saving, so is your saving enough to support you spend 700 per month for you don't know how long until your product is ready and able to make money. Yeah, that's the horrifying part. So I would definitely say Gundan's Zuschutz is wonderful. It definitely cover you enough money for your, yeah, that's a lot, right? And you know, as a Taiwanese, if you are staying in Taiwan, uh, depending how much you earn, of course, but your health insurance, I think if you convert it to German, so euro, I would say it's definitely less than 200 euro per month. Yes. So in Germany, if you want to be a independent person, which is in German is called selbstständig, Selbstständige, yeah, then you need to pay 700 euro. That's a lot. And but the good thing, of course, you contribute this amount, you can see a doctor without paying much more. You basically most of the time is free. Apart from you need to get some medicines, then you have to pay. But medicines are not so expensive. So in houses, I understand, because any kind of medicine or medical equipment, the development fee costs a lot, and pharmaceutical companies spend so much money on research. So I know it costs a lot, but yeah, it's really hurting. When I see the bill, I was almost fainting, like, oh my God. Okay. This is the Gundan Zuschutz. It provides by, oh my God, this is so hard to say. Arbeitsagentur. Previously, people call it Arbeitsamt, which is super easy to pronounce. And why they don't keep it like that? Yeah. And for example, who can get this one? You don't need to have an innovative idea. While other networks always prefer innovative idea, Gundan's Zuschutz doesn't need that. What I need is you provide your business plan and telling them what kind of products you are going to sell or what kind of service you're gonna provide. Um, and then I think it's done. So it's pretty easy, but you also need to keep in mind it's only half a year. So if you are still at prototyping stage, I would suggest you not to go for these two shoots funding. Yeah, you know, bilingual means bilingual. It's not bilingual. So my English is totally broken. My German is not yet fine to communicate, and my Mandarin is completely gone. Okay. Let's go for the next, which is the one that I know the best, and today most of the stories happens there. Text is also a network, or you can say a kind of Unternehmen company to support people who have innovation solutions or innovative ideas. Hello. And what they do is not only provide you monthly income, they provide you guidance. They provide you classes from how you can calculate your tax, your social media management, your business plan writing. Also, they provide you networking opportunities, which is something that as a solo founder we need the most. You need to know what others are also doing and see how other people can collaborate with you. So this is a very, very good network to help people who already out of university, so without any university support. So I would take them what I do, and I will talk about more about text later. And the trip accelerator, as the name suggests, it's a accelerator. So that gives you some sort of boost to start your business. They also provide you some courses, but what covers in the courses is something I am not certain about. I can ask my friends who went through the whole acceleration program. Oh my god, my English is so bad. And then maybe I can give you some update on this. And now I want to talk a little bit about my stories, particularly how I apply for this Gundens Prämie funding, and let's go to here. It has some different stages you need to pay attention to, which I made a lot of errors, and I really wish nobody will repeat my errors again. So at the very first stage, you need to provide an expose. And don't worry, in Germany, if they want you to provide something, they definitely give you some sort of form to fill out. They are not gonna say, provide me something, and then they are not giving you some forms or something, and then you are just kind of out there wondering what should I do. you definitely have some examples to follow. So expose writing was not that difficult. However, this is some sort of problems seen from a foreigner's perspective. I was too confident about my reading skill. So I thought I hand in my expose and I just wait there. Until one day they will tell me something, which is totally wrong, not recommended, a taboo in Germany. So if you if you live in Germany, you should know if you submit some sort of application, you need to follow up. If you don't get any kind of response in 2 weeks, follow up. Send an email, make a phone call. And if you don't do that, people are also kind of wondering like, okay, this person sent me some sort of application, and is it really like mandatory to this person? Is it really necessary to this person? And I was just waiting until almost January 15, and I realized that I really don't get any kind of response. I'm kind of worried. Maybe I just ask. And that's already too late because they get into contact immediately with me and then schedule a meeting and tell me you need to submit a lot of documents before February 15. Wow. And that basically means if they evaluate your expose and then they already have a basic understanding of your idea and they think that you can go to the next stage, they will already encourage you to prepare these more documents. And also in Germany, like they say like Anlagen, blah blah blah, and then you better follow. Do not think that how one document not prepared is okay or something. No, prepare everything. Prepare more than they need. That's the best. So when I realized, oh my God, the deadline is February 15 and I am still unprepared for many things, I completely freaked out. But then at the preparation stage, actually I realized that what costs my time the most was to prepare a concept, which means what is the product you are gonna provide to the market and what is the market. Also your business model or something like that. They will guide you through the whole document preparation stage, but you need to be very closely collaborating with the person they assign to you. Okay, so the expose was done. The document preparations was kind of okay. It's really a lot of crying while writing the business concept because that was so hard. I was thinking like I have so much research experience. How hard would it be? No, it's completely different kind of proposal, research proposal that say this. They are not the same like academic research proposal. They are really talking about how you can turn your idea into something that can bring in income, not just enough for supporting your monthly um, running costs, but also how can you scale up. The financial part was really a struggle, and I think the the course they provide was very, very nice as initial guidance. So the time, it was about, I think, almost 2 weeks for me to write this business concept. And then now when you submit, you are not just using online platform. You need to submit the real printed versions also to them. Oh, by the way, I have to say this: the text is only providing people who want to found their company in Thuringia. So if you are not founding a company in Thuringia, you probably need to search for fundings that's kind of similar like this and in your Bundesland. Let's say this. Yeah, and I submitted and I waited for the invitation to the presentation. And the presentation day was, I would say, the hardest part through the whole application. Because as you could understand, Mandarin is my mother language. English is a second language. And German, I barely speaking. So the presentation was completely in German. So you need to prepare your slides in German, your QA in German, everything in German. You need to have enough vocabulary to support your presentation. Not only the vocabulary, but also your pronunciation. And you need to make it clear, smooth enough within 10 minutes. But think about it. When we do a business idea, we have so much to say. We have the core, we have so much about the feature, something that decorated to make it very, very nicely, sounds very promising. How are you gonna form your idea in 10 minutes with a language that you are not familiar about? So the presentation day was super stressful and my face was basically pale. I think the first 2 seconds I couldn't even articulate myself. And the question, I just basically couldn't answer with German. I did ask for my husband's help. He was there helping me do the translation. But in the end, the judge was so tired of listening to my awful German. They kind of switch to English. I'm so sorry. And I feel so thankful. They were okay with half German, half English communication. In the end, I was super lucky that I got the positive feedback. And it was not a guarantee to that you actually will get this funding. Why? because also we are this presentation. So the positive is something like, okay, we like your idea and we think it's feasible. However, we also need to discuss with the, how to say, the bank that that can actually provide you this funding at the time you request. But basically at this stage, you need to provide your, how to say, you need to give them this attitude that you are very committed to this funding. What I mean is, you need to let them know you completely rely on their monthly support. You commit all your working hour towards this funding scheme. And you are not working for any other corporates, or you are not taking any kind of side projects. That's the commitment they want to receive. So I think you need to make this commitment. You need to make it very clear. And if they understand what is your attitude, and if the time is okay to lay out, because this also involving how Germany approve the funding to from the Bundesland level to the lower Abteilung departments level. And yeah, so this time schedule also need to be considered. So that's why not just getting a positive feedback is very important. You also need to consider the calendar year, like their schedule. So in the end, I was really lucky that the schedule was kind of fitting. But I really don't want to bring people some sort of feelings like, this is so uncertain or something, because you have the chance to be closely collaborated with the person they assign to handle your case. If you work closely enough and listen to their suggestions enough, you have a higher chance to secure this funding. At least that's how my experience. And that's basically my journey. And I made so many errors. Now I reflect back, I would say in Germany this is how they work. They want to see that you really determined to realize your idea. And the determination is really reflecting on your attitude, like by your attitude, by how you react to their requirements. There were a lot of phone calls I need to make. And from the beginning, I was like shaking and don't know what to do, and say like, hello, from the phone, and then went silence. To, in the end, I was able to partially articulate myself about what I want from them. It was a very nice opportunity to practice my language skill, and also was the very first impression to face, I don't like to say this, but it is really the words called bureaucracy. So you really have the first contact with how much work and time you need to put in to deal with all these required documents and required, how to say, I don't know. I cannot find a proper word. So that's basically the thing. You need to be prepared that you will face a lot of bureaucracy, administration work. There were times I really said to myself, like, maybe I don't need this. Maybe I can just get by on my own saving, and then I will be okay. But that's not like that. If you cannot handle and not prepared for this bureaucracy, you are not gonna set up the company in Germany, because I would say what they do is already making your life very, very easy compared with many other process in Germany. They already try their best to make things easy for you. You just need to follow and work. Yeah. I don't know. Am I letting people feel anxious to come to Germany? What? I'm very sorry if that's the impression I bring to you. But yeah, how to say? It is what it is. Like in Germany, is something like you need to really prepare to when you do when you want to apply for one thing. Don't think that you would make it in one go. You need back and forth, maybe 2-3 times. You need to prepare the time, the buffering time, and you need to prepare extra fee for like what could go wrong. And that's what Germany told me. Study is the same. Nothing is gonna be done in one go. Even applied for my child's birth certificate, it was not in one go. So so what do you expect? Yeah, and that's my story, and I hope I provide enough information to people. And my journey is still ongoing. I still have, like, every month I need to provide some progress. I need to attend courses. So definitely there are more to share to people. And I hope you enjoyed today's live stream. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. And if you feel something I was wrong, incorrect, feel free to provide the answer. And maybe other people also need your answer. So thank you for participating, and we will see next time. Bye bye.